Good evening. My name is Sarah Wong, and I am the Executive Board President. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats and caps, and everyone please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Afterwards, please remain standing for the National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now replace your hats and caps, and please be seated. Thank you.
Hey. All right. Hey, guys. My name is Jimmy Armstrong. I'm a lifetime resident of Kinnelon, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is cookie dough. Well, here we are, graduation. One of the most emotionally confusing phases of life, right behind marriage and puberty. And it makes sense that we should be feeling a set of mixed emotions. We are about to embark upon a journey which we have looked forward to for a very long time. Whether we are moving on to college, or heading to the workforce, or one of the brave few who has volunteered for military service, every single one of us is about to experience a change more profound than anything we have ever experienced before. With such a change, this cocktail of emotions that we feel, this fear, this hope, this anxiety, this excitement, it's all to be expected. We are never going to be students of Kinnelon High School again. We will never again practice on these fields. We will never again sing zippity-doo-dah through these halls. We will never again pretend to run laps around this track. We will never again live life between these bells. Let that sink in. It's been a long, strange 4 years here at KHS. Two men I admire immensely, Bruce Springsteen and Mr. Lawler. Both warn about the dangers of dwelling on the glory days. But on this special occasion, I think those two great men can forgive a little bit of reflection. When we started here in 2013, there were 3 lunch blocks a day, and if you didn't have friends eating at the same time as you, you had to make new ones. Back then, Mr. Shivas was a math teacher. Mr. Rosenberg was just beginning to research the benefits of a turf field. Back then, Dr. Merkling still ruled the halls, and the only time Doc Racine saw his kids was at home. Our grade was never that great at Spirit Week, but by golly, we tried our best until this year. But then we won, so whatever works. Last year alone, we saw a lot of changes. To the joy of many, midterms and finals were nixed altogether. Unit lunch became the new norm, and class time was shortened by 3 whole minutes. This year, we also witnessed one of the most dramatic and controversial political elections of all time. Man was pitted against woman. An experienced leader ran against an underqualified public figure. Somehow, against all odds, and in a shocking victory, Eric Moody prevailed. He was elected school president. I know, it's shocking. Some other important developments that have occurred over the past 4 years include Jordan Hurtado transformed into a beautiful musical angel, kind enough to grace us with his heaven-sent harmonies. Maria Serpenetto began opening her mouth, and it turns out she's really funny. Devin Anello grew his hair. John Toy threw footballs to Seamus Nelson. Everyone got their braces off. Ben Cause became famous on Instagram. Follow Back Graphics, that's B-A-C Graphics, no space. Kyle Bellinger can now lift significantly heavier objects than he could before. Christy Marchand went to Delaware. And we can all finally tell the Schneider brothers apart because Tim grew a beard. My hat's falling off. Okay. Now, I know that it is common in these sort of graduation speeches that the speaker gives some sort of advice. You know, drop a pearl of wisdom that will help to prepare these graduates for the sometimes confusing and tumultuous next step of life. But to be completely honest with you, it took me a long time to decide what I wanted to say. I've never had any epiphanies about life that I could share. I don't know the perfect formula for success. I'm just another high school graduate, slowly meandering his way toward adulthood, hoping to figure out how it works when I get there. So I'm not going to pretend I have this great, powerful, and profound knowledge that everyone can benefit from. But after much deliberation, I've decided to offer 2 quick pieces of advice, 2 things that I truly think are important. First, don't take yourselves too seriously. Do what you have to do and do it right, but don't forget to let out your inner goofball from time to time. I'm just going to take this off, if that's all right. My second piece of advice, and probably the more beneficial of the 2, is this. In a few moments, Derek Cavallo and Calais Cronin will be speaking at this very podium. Listen to them. Not only are they the Valedictorian and Salutatorian, but believe it or not, they're also really smart. If any of us on the field here today are qualified to give some real advice, it's these 2. So listen up, Kinnelon. That is really all I have to say. Thank you. Thank you to Kinnelon for being the best place a kid could hope to grow up in. Thank you to the teachers and faculty who make each and every day at KHS special. Thank you to the parents who have worked countless hours to ensure that all of us here today have the opportunity to accept these diplomas. Thank you all for coming today to share with us this momentous occasion. Finally, to all these fine young persons sitting here beside me, thanks for being my friends. Thanks for the laughs. Thanks for the tears. Thanks for the memories. Good luck these next few years. See you at the reunions. Thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, students, family, friends, faculty, and staff, and welcome to the graduation of the Kinnelon High School Class of 2017. My name is Calais Cronin, and I'm honored to speak to you today as the Salutatorian of our class. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude on behalf of my classmates to all those who made this event possible, including especially Ms. Diane DiGiuseppe, Mr. Gary Suda, Mr. Vincent Chivas, Mr. Scott Rosenberg, and the rest of the Kinnelon administration. Personally, I need to thank my parents for supporting me completely and my teachers for always believing in me. You offered confidence in the times I had least confidence in myself. We started our journey toward this evening 4 years ago. The year was 2013, and we were about to graduate 8th grade. Many of us had braces, but that didn't stop us from smiling with excitement about moving up to the high school. Now, 4 years later, we have grown into young adults with promising futures ahead of us. Once again, we have even more to be excited about. To the class of 2017, and yes, that's 2017, despite what it said on this cake on our senior cruise, I'm so happy to have experienced this journey with you. We have worked together, faced adversity together, and succeeded together. We've forgotten how to count during tug-of-war on Color Day. We procrastinated Spirit Week dances, and we survived outbreaks of coxsackie. I'm proud to have been your classmate, and I'm excited about your futures. whether you will be attending college, serving our country, or entering the workforce. Generations before us have stood where we are now, the same generations that sent a man to the moon, cured crippling illnesses, and revolutionized the way we live with smartphones. We can't even imagine what our generation will accomplish, but we know our journey continues. We move forward, we find our own passion, and we prepare for more hard work. I'm going to try to set my mind on something impossible, and then go towards it with every fiber of my being. I invite you to join me. If someone says we're too young, we might remind them that Mary Shelley was only published Frankenstein when she was 20 years old. Thomas Edison was only 21 when he created his first invention, an electric vote recorder. We don't need to wait. We can explore, imagine, discover, and achieve now. We begin where Mary Shelley and Thomas Edison began, with an idea, a dream, and a willingness to pursue our passion. I leave this place encouraged by the certainty that failure is a part of success. Winston Churchill was right, saying, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." We'll never succeed on the cutting edge if we're afraid to fail. We need to, and we can, learn from our mistakes and move forward stronger than before. Our class recognizes that we have been fortunate to be members of a school system and community that care about our endeavors, whether they are academic, athletic, or artistic. We have received excellent educations in the Kinnelon School District, and we are poised to become successful members of society. With this good fortune, however, comes a responsibility to pay it forward. I'm sure many of us have heard of that concept before. Although in 6th grade we only saw half of the movie Pay It Forward in health class before someone stopped it because they realized it was rated PG-13, we can finish the second half ourselves. We can set the model for paying it forward. We can serve others without asking for anything in return. We can take what we've learned and give it away. Tutor a younger student struggling with math. Teach a piano lesson to a kid on your street who can't afford it. Volunteer at a soup kitchen. What matters isn't how we choose to act, but that we choose to act. And our actions are made sweeter if they're offered with compassion. I hope we'll be courageous in where we go and what we do. I hope we'll embrace change or go one step further and be that change. We've been given the power to change the world for good. I hope we, and I hope I, never waste this opportunity. If we work at it, we can be the generation that gets it right. We can even do it with kindness toward all others, no matter their language, their culture, their faith, or their place of birth. We've been given all the gifts. Let's go put them to work.
Hello, I'm Derek Cavallo, and I am the valedictorian of this graduating class. Welcome all to the graduation ceremony for the Kinnelon High School class of 2017. I would like to thank the Board of Education, the administration, and guidance for the logistics of this operation. Also, the teachers for giving it their all in the classroom because, as surprising as it sounds, not every student shares my willingness to sit for hours in a chair specifically designed to be uncomfortable so I don't fall asleep. Again, I thank the custodial staff for all their hard work behind the scenes, and to all the parents, family, and friends in the audience, I thank you for guiding us during this challenging time yet satisfying journey that has been our high school experience. Lastly, and most importantly, I would like to thank and congratulate the students, because after all, we wouldn't be here at this amazing ceremony if it hadn't been for them. So, before I go any further, give this wonderful group a round of applause. They deserve it. It is truly an honor to stand here before you to represent this incredible institution on this pivotal day in the progression from childhood to adulthood. Graduation is our chance to get our feet wet in the real world. Parents and students, it's an ocean out there, and it's not always a Finding Nemo ocean. Sometimes it may even seem like the ocean you see on the Discovery Channel during Shark Week. One that makes you too afraid to even take a bath. Out in the real world, you have to swim fast, be smart, and always strive to improve your skills, even to stay afloat. Thanks to the faculty and staff, KHS has served as a perfect tidal pool in which we have all developed those skills. Now, out on this ocean, I advise every member of our graduating class, and I guess anyone else who's still listening, not to swim around as a simple fish, but to stand up and be a fisherman. Because every fish inevitably finds itself in the gut of some other animal. Fishermen, however, are smart, inventive, occupy the pointy spot on the food pyramid, and only very rarely get eaten. Therefore, I have looked at life from the perspective of a fisherman and have seen my friends and classmates as other fishermen along the same stretch of beach, all casting their lines into the same ocean of life. Though I have not yet launched my boat into the open sea, I have gradually cast my line farther and farther out over the years, as have the rest of us. Some of us came prepared with tackle boxes big enough to house a small family, and some actually took the time to fill those boxes. Some learned how to tie their knots and select their baits from books and from experience, and we all know just a few snatched a peek over at what the guy next to us was using. Nonetheless, we've all got snagged somewhere along the line. And many of us snagged on the same broken lines of others left inconsiderately dangling in the water. And with courage, we have all taken those failures as learning opportunities and somehow managed to catch a fish or two. But that doesn't mean you should expect to fish from now on, on every hook, on every cast. However, whenever I went out for the sole purpose of catching a fish, I came back disappointed. However, when I went out to perfect my casting technique, to figure out how to use a new lure, to spend time with some good friends, or simply learn, disappointment was an endangered species, nowhere to be found. You have to remember that knowledge is an ever-hungry fish. It will bite on any bait, any time of year, the only requirement being that the one casting out that bait take the slightest effort to drop it in the water. And happiness is just as abundant, but again, only to those who seek it out. So when you go out on the water, take any fish as an unexpected blessing on top of an already fruitful day. Class of 2017, I just want to let you know that when this ceremony is over, we will all have landed the biggest fish of our lives so far. And let me tell you, it will make one heck of a fish story. Like the big catch in any good fish story, high school has tested our deepest emotions, involves our closest friends, and best of all, our kids weren't here to see it. So if you keep the facts straight, they won't notice if you stretch the truth a little bit. We are all about to push off from the dock and motor out past the breakers into a vast and dangerous ocean. But we are not mere guppies. We are fishermen with the knowledge, tools, and in a few years, the experience that will keep our clothes dry, our bellies full, and our minds ever ready to learn. Thank you all, good night, and good luck, class of 2017.
Good evening. My name is Angelica Fusa, and as class secretary, I am pleased to present Mr. Suda and Kinnelon High School with a class gift to fund the purchase of a school logo matting for all students, faculty, and community members.
Thank you, Angelica. the class of 2017, and Mr. Panola. Good evening. My name is Gary Suda, and I am the proud principal of Kinnelon High School. It is an absolute honor to speak to you this evening, class of 2017. As you transition into the next phase of your life, please take a moment to reflect upon your unique experiences at Kinnelon over the past 13 years, the endless lessons learned and experiences both inside and outside the academic classroom, on the athletic field, or during the musical performance have added to the fabric you have woven during your education. The district worked endlessly to provide you with a plethora of experiences, teachers of excellence, and rigorous curricula as preparation for your future, the skills you will need to succeed. According to Forbes magazine, the following characteristics are the top 5 skills identified by colleges and employers for success in the workplace. As I read the list of 5, ask yourself, which do I identify with the strongest? The ability to work in a team structure, the ability to make decisions and solve problems, the ability to communicate verbally with people inside and outside an organization, the ability to plan, organize, and prioritize work, the ability to obtain and process information. These skills were embedded throughout your education in Kinnelon. As you test your abilities and explore your talents, I encourage you to focus on the important concept of hope when confronted with a challenge, obstacle, or roadblock. Please know, obstacles are opportunities. Often the obstacle is the way to personal and professional growth. Speaking of hope, the science of hope as defined is the belief that the future is better than the present. Knowing how to build and cultivate hope will help you optimize your life. Shane Lopez, one of the leading researchers in the field of positive psychology, identifies 3 components of hope. 1, know and identify your goal. Have a vision of your future self. 2, have the power and passion to make your vision a reality. And 3, have the grit and persistence to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to make your vision a reality. Calvin Coolidge, our 30th President of the United States, emphasized this concept. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Class of 2017, cultivate your passion, hope, and persistence to bear fruit in your life and the lives of others. One of my favorite authors, Joseph Campbell, concluded that in life, each individual must identify what really makes them happy and follow their bliss. In doing so, doors will open where there are only walls. Looking at the concept of career bliss closer, one survey tells us that the majority of careers in our society are not an extension of bliss. Only 13% of individuals across occupations indicate achieving bliss or happiness in their career positions. The key seems to lie in the ability of a person to craft or create a level of perfection within a good job during their career. In essence, bliss is developed persistently over time, not stumbled upon and found. Such bliss and hope can be supported through the development of keystone habits. Do you know how a keystone works? In architecture, a keystone is described as the central wedge-shaped stone in an arch which holds all the stones in place. It locks that arch, adding strength and integrity to the structure as a whole. This strength and integrity cascades along the path of the arch and structure. Keystone habits, when developed, will keep you strong and provide benefits to your life, whichever habits you choose to develop. What will be your keystone habits as you continue to build your structure over your lifetime? Some of your habits were developed and formed when you first walked into preschool and kindergarten. Speaking of your first steps, I've invited a special someone here this evening who had the distinct privilege to see you on your first day of school. She would also like the opportunity to address the class of 2017, Mrs. Mulholland.
I have a feeling that some of you have a tissue in case I need one. Please don't run down. Good evening, and thank you, Mr. Suda, for extending me the opportunity to address the class of 2017. It is a great honor to stand here before all of you, and what a journey it's been. I was privileged to meet you When I first joined the Kinnelon School District and served as a part-time elementary school specialist, or kindergarten principal, as some of you called me, during your kindergarten year at the Glenn L. Cisco School. When you were in second grade for your moving up day visit, you visited Stony Brook School, where I was waiting to welcome you as your principal. I remember thinking, I can't believe how much you have grown. Some of you joined us along the way, and well, look at you now. How about it? I can't believe it. I look at you, and I still see you small, like really shrunk. Remember them? Everyone here tonight has their own unique memories of each of you. Please indulge me for just a moment by allowing me to share just a few of mine, a very few. One of you showed me how to do the Thriller dance in the office at Stony Brook School. It was awesome. I still try. Doesn't work so well. One of you walked into school one day in kindergarten with a lovely, lovely haircut, a self haircut, you know? No names. One of you, still one of the sweetest things I've ever seen, wasn't feeling too well. We didn't know that, but all of a sudden we turned around and there she was, taking a nice little nap in the back of the classroom during center time, until Mom came to pick her up when we realized we think she has a fever. One of you came to enroll at Stony Brook School in 5th grade, and I took you on a tour of the building, and by the time you left, your mommy joined us as a lunch recess aide. We were the lucky ones. One of you made me call you Buzz Lightyear all year long. There are many, many more. One of you, I have another, I'll leave one more right now. One of you, I knew your mom in high school, and when she dropped you off in kindergarten, and you're not the only one, as you leave your kids in kindergarten, you remember the tears, and sometimes the kids weren't ready to leave you, and I held you tightly, and your mom reminded me of that. Those memories are my gifts, large and small, that you gave me, and they speak to who you are. Your parents entrusted you to us. For many of us, this began in kindergarten. For many of you, it began in kindergarten. It continued through your elementary and middle school years, finally ending at Kinnelon High School. We took this responsibility very seriously. As you prepare to leave us, remember the importance of perseverance. It will serve you well. It is through struggle and failure that you learn and grow and succeed. As you leave the Kinnelon schools and begin a new post-secondary journey, I would like to share a few words with you, words that I heard at the Magic Kingdom. And so our journey comes to an end, but yours continues on. Grab hold of your dreams and make them come true. For you are the key to unlocking your own magic. Now go, let your dreams guide you, reach out, and find your own happily ever after. I am so very proud of you. We are proud of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mulholland, for your gentle administration of the class of 2017 along the path of success approximately 13 years ago. Class of 2017, although I feel a genuine sense of loss as you leave our campus for the final time this evening, I feel a greater sense of bliss and hope knowing that each and every one of you will be keystones in our future society. Graduates, I'm proud of you. It is my humble honor to be your principal. I thank you for allowing me to serve you. Enjoy the rest of your lives, and remember, Kinnelon will always be your home. This is never more evident than this evening. Joining our graduation this evening is Sergeant First Class Robert Dalloway, who graduated 29 years ago. He's sitting right over here on the end. He was not able to attend his graduation back in 1988 due to his call to military service. We are thrilled to have him here celebrating with us tonight, his forever home as a Kinnelon Colt. Kinnelon will always be your home. Congratulations, class of 2017. Thank you. And now, will the class of 2017 please stand? Today, Wednesday, June 21st, 2017, as principal of Kinnelon High School, I am certifying that the students of the class of 2017 have met all requirements of the state of New Jersey for graduation. Ms. Diane DiGiuseppe, Superintendent of Kinnelon School District, I am proud to present to you the graduating class of 2017.
I gladly accept. Good evening, graduates, faculty, and parents, and families. I wrote this speech to be very short because I planned for us to be inside because the weather did not look good all week. But I thought if I planned to make it short, we'd be outside, and here we are. But the clouds are looming, so I'm going to get going. About 13 years ago, you began a journey of learning formally in kindergarten. Across the years, you gave up on your Pokemon and Furby for an Xbox 360 and Razor scooters. Later on, you gave them up for iPhones, laptops, and let's not forget, fidget spinners. All while acquiring vast amounts of knowledge. You worked tirelessly to improve your critical thinking skills and your interpersonal skills. You made tough decisions, some good and maybe not so good. But that's all part of choice and a way of learning to navigate this very complicated world. I'm also quite sure that you made lasting friends along the way, keeping them close to your heart. Good friends are hard to find. But I always look for some level of inspiration to help me keep going when I'm speaking in public, because it's not my favorite thing to do. So this year I'm going to borrow some Zen from Jedi Master Yoda. Truly wonderful, the mind of a child is. But commencement is about a beginning. Difficult to see, always in motion is the future. And you are standing here on the brink of your future, the first days of the rest of your life. So whatever your dreams are today, dream even bigger. Wherever you have set your sights, raise them even higher. And above all, keep going. Not because someone has asked you to. Do it for yourselves. Do it for truth and reason. Do it because the history of this country tells us that it's often during difficult times when you can do the most good. Do or do not, there is no try. Double down on your passions. Be bold, give everything, and lean on each other for support and encouragement. Hold on to your values and never give up on your dreams. Don't be afraid of ambitions or dreams. These are powerful forces. Harness them to make a difference in the world. Much to learn you still have, my Padawans. This is just the beginning. Congratulations to the class of 2017, and may the force be with you.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Slarchek, incoming president of the National Honor Society, and it is my pleasure to introduce the following. Valedictorian and Executive Board Corresponding Secretary, Derek James Cavallo. Salutatorian and Vice President of the Senior Class, Calais Lynn Cronin. And the 2017 Senior Class Officers, President James Patrick Armstrong. Secretary Angelica Maria Fusa. Treasurer Olivia Carmen Eckstein. Historian Kristen Ashley Park. And the Student Council Executive Board officers. Executive Board President Sarah Stephanie Wong. Executive Board Vice President Patricia Magdalena Glowiak. Executive Board Recording Secretary J. Lorraine Urbis Pagulain. Executive Board Co-Treasurer Ryan Ali Kabir. Executive Board Co-Historian Kate James Dolph. And Sergeant First Class Robert Dolloway.
Thank you. Okay. Maya Alford Hill.
Foad Abadiah.
Noor Saber Almospe.
Marcus Antonio Acosta.
Megan Anderson.
Ben Ambrose.
Catherine Andes.
Devin Anello.
Julia Ballack.
James J. Baldesarato.
Michaela Bello.
John Barry.
Katerina Bonanno.
Kyle Bellinger.
Ajay Carmen Burrell.
Christian Bellini.
Madison Elise Budka.
Joshua Alexander Brolsma.
Kaylee Rose Capote.
Joe Burns.
Ashley May Chaudhry.
Aaron Willis Burt.
Sydney Coots.
Anthony Bussey.
Nicole Ann Curran.
Frank Michael Calabrese.
Dana Elise DeBell.
Paul Canarella.
Katarina Devadan.
Benjamin Artez Cause.
Francesca DiVincentis.
Ryan Chen.
Gabrielle Diamanti.
Dylan Chuchelo.
Ellie Rose DeBrino.
Declan Connor.
Julia Grace Diano.
Jake Diaco.
It's David Walter Donker, the second.
Victoria Lee Falzerano.
David Walter Donker II.
Nina Ferrallo.
Robert Drumsky Reed.
Nicole Fatzer.
Scooter Christopher Dwessler.
Brooke Alexandra Filippini.
Thomas Patrick Dwayne.
Phoebe Joelle Gallione.
Andrew Michael Farinola.
Grace Gilman.
Joseph William Ferraro.
Kara Girardi.
R.J. Gabriel.
Paige Alexandra Hanley.
Mitchell Ginsburg.
Caitlin Hines.
Dominic Giordano.
Kaylee Caper.
Santiago Gomez.
Lean Kashishina.
Sean Gould.
Caitlin King.
Patrick Grant.
Vanessa Louise Knops.
Sean Grant.
It's just the same names.
Natalia Konopka.
Richard Hoffman.
Kylie Lamin.
Sean Hoffman.
Violet Eileen Lazarus.
Jordan Paul Hurtado.
Madison Louise Ledwith.
Alfredo Jasper.
Juliana Marie Lucci.
Kyle Kane.
Ava Lutz.
Chris Kohler.
Kayla Mandel.
Garrett Lalone.
Christina Suzanne Marchand.
Nick Lametto.
Amanda Marie Martini.
Kenny Larson.
Brooke Caroline Matitz.
Connor Christopher Meenan.
Alyssa Renee Madison.
Benjamin Wolfgang Metz.
Erin Elizabeth Mickey.
Nicholas Naranjo.
I like your medals, man.
Cleora Elizabeth Minnick.
Tadek Alexander Narma.
Dominique Ava Mollet.
Seamus Nelson.
Nicole Morris.
Richard Neufeld.
Laura Jasmine Neff.
Jack Nussbaum.
Elaine Maria Nunez.
Zach Nussbaum.
Fiona Claire O'Toole.
Jesus A. Plaza.
Sarah Elizabeth Racine. I'm not gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna
Lucas Pollock.
Julia Barbara Ramirez.
Gregory Poposky.
Lauren Cecilia Rabori.
Brian Robert Post.
Caitlin Ann Remsen.
Pranav K. Reddy.
Lauren Brooke Remsen.
Samuel John Roberts.
Lunara Jackie Ricci.
Michael Sabo.
Taylor Sarah Rosenberg.
Sophus Albert Skanka.
Samantha Nicole Shaper.
Ryan T. Schneider.
Maddie Schneider.
Timothy William Schneider.
Shannon Schroep.
Augustino Vittorio Scorzo.
Gina Signello.
Sean Scrow.
Megna Sen.
Grant Shergalis.
Maria Francesca Serpinetto.
Nicholas Silvoy.
Nikki Lynn Cisco.
Christopher Singer.
Kayla Ann Sweeney.
Daniel Slade.
Jessica Ty.
Jared Slater.
Noelle Marie Toy.
Colin Smalley.
Samantha Mary Van Zyl.
Mark Sokolsky.
Alexandra Grace Viscuso.
Keith William Souls.
Jennifer Lynn Watson.
Jake Stanton.
Monica Weglars.
Matthew Stewart.
Catherine Julia Weiss.
Hunter G. Stewart.
Danielle A. Williams.
Charles Swanson.
Austin Marsden Chikatiloff.
Andrew C. Team.
Justin S. Thanell.
Austin Ty.
What's up, bro?
Christopher Toy.
Jonathan Gregory Toy.
Justin Van Ekirk.
Theodore C.M. Wahlberg. Raymond Wolak.
Please stand and join us in the singing of our alma mater, located on the program back cover. Sorry, just... As dictated by tradition, I ask the class of 2017 to move your tassel from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present the Kinnelon High School class of 2017. All right.